Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to my GTA 5 Mod Spotlight series, where today we are having a look at yet another wonderful mod, this time in the form of the Fuel mod, being made by Sakis25, and what this glorious little piece of work looks to add into the game is a touch of realism by making it so that your vehicles now require fuel to continue driving, and I just love that, as I've always had a soft spot for mods that add in a bit of realism, especially when that realism can add an extra degree of difficulty, say to perhaps police chases. Just imagine almost making it away from the cops and then realizing, holy crap, I need to refuel my car. That can become a tense situation pretty quickly. But that is enough chit chat. Let us actually jump into this SUV here and have a gander at what all this mod adds into the game. So first and foremost, you will notice that when we do jump into the car, we have a new bar down in the bottom left-hand corner just above the mini-map. That little orange bar is our actual fuel gauge, and so you'll notice that this SUV currently is almost full, probably about 3/4 the way full of gasoline, and with it we can now drive along. Now, a couple of things about the actual fuel consumption just right off the bat here. It will not use fuel while the car is on and you're sitting here. It also will not use the fuel if you are just revving up your engine like this. It seems to only consume fuel while you are actually moving. I tested this out earlier by revving the car like this for probably a good 5 minutes. Not a single tiny bit of fuel consumption, but driving it around the gas station and you will see that fuel will go down. Not very quickly, but, you know, at a decent enough rate. It seems to be tied in with the speed of your car. The faster you go, the quicker you burn fuel. And, well, I like that idea. It is very simplified. All vehicles in the game seem to use the same burn amount, so whether you're in a hybrid or, say, this SUV, your cars should burn at about the same rate of fuel, but which may seem a bit strange, but I actually personally like that because it means you don't have to worry about grabbing a nice fuel-efficient car before a heist. You can just grab whatever you have on hand, and they should all work the same. Now, when you do actually need fuel, you'll notice that on the mini-map down there, we have a little jerry can icon at this gas station here, and if we go to the map, oh, nope, X escape, not tab, you'll see that across the map we have additional other jerry can icons. A very, very lovely little feature that the mod maker added in is the location of all the various gas stations on the map so that you can just go right up to any of them and refuel your car. And it's a pretty simple process when you do as well. All you need to do is pull in and stop the car, and you'll notice up in the top left-hand corner, we just need to sound the horn, and we will get our car refueled at the cost of a bit of money, which is only $1. Perhaps that should be adjusted. I mean, at the very least, make it like one of the prices up on the actual board there. But it's pretty simple. Yeah, you just pull in, honk the horn, there you go. And even if you don't actually need fuel in your car, it will spend that $1. So if I honk the horn again, there it goes. Had to do it a couple of times for it to take. But yes, there we go. We've topped up an already topped up fuel tank. And, yeah, spent that $1. Now, when you've driven around for a while, the gauge will go from orange down to red. And I've been driving around this motorcycle for quite a long time, and you'll see that we do have just a tiny, thin little red sliver. And what we're going to do is actually drive around until it goes empty. So once you're on low fuel, it will turn red. And that is when you should make your way to a gas station. But if you aren't in range of a gas station or whatever, eventually, oh god, I don't know how long this is going to take to get it all the way down to 0. I'm hoping not long. I tried to drive it for quite a while. We should get a warning saying out of fuel, and then the car, or motorcycle in this case, should stop. We're almost out. There we go, we are out of fuel, the motorcycle is slowing down. Franklin kind of got jittery there, which is a little strange. But there we go, I can now no longer drive this motorcycle as, well, the gauge says we are out of fuel. And this is a problem, because of course, we are now no longer near that gas station. But the mod maker thought of that and added in a beautiful little addition that if you have the jerry can, rather than using it to actually light fires, if you're standing next to your vehicle, you'll see up in the upper left-hand corner, we have hold L to refuel the vehicle. And that's all you gotta do with a jerry can in hand, stand next to your vehicle, hold down L, and you'll see our gauge just fill up. And in the top right-hand corner, you did notice that our actual fuel amount in our jerry can did go down. So it consumed it just like it would if we were pouring gasoline on the sidewalk here. But instead of creating a fire, we filled up our motorcycle. And if we just jump right back on, we are back to full, and we can continue driving along. That is great. And again, just imagine having to get out of your car to do that in the middle of a heist situation. Oh, it just makes me happy. Just the utter chaos that can cause is very amusing. Now, a fun little addition if our car is actually still there. Oh no, it despawned. Oh darn. It wasn't my car. I stole that SUV before starting the episode, so I guess it did despawn, unfortunately. But a fun thing is that it will save the previous 10 vehicles that you've driven and their fuel amounts. So if we left our motorcycle here, we could come back to it and it would be mostly full of fuel when we do come back to it later. So that is quite a little cool addition, and again, that is the previous 10 vehicles you've driven, it will save the fuel. Now, a weird thing about this mod, like I said earlier, all the vehicles use the same basic, or seem to use the same basic fuel script of how they burn their fuel, including the electric car. If we actually spawn one of those real quick, there we go, and jump in, you will notice that even though this is an electric car, we still have a fuel gauge. And if we drive around, that fuel will burn off just like any other vehicle in the game, and you still have to go to a gas station or use the jerry can to actually fill it up, just like any of the others. There we go. So it's kind of strange having an electric car that still requires fuel. I mean, I guess it's technically a hybrid now. But I don't think that the mod maker is going to change that anytime soon. I've read through quite a bit of the forum posts for this, and the mod maker seems to want to keep the vehicle algorithm for it, or the fuel burn script, as simple as possible, so it's just going to be used the same thing for any car that you're on or in the game. So I don't see that changing. I kind of wish it would, though, because, again, it just seems strange having an electric car that you have to still get fuel for. But as you can see, we are driving along the highway now, and we are burning fuel at a pretty steady rate. Again, the amount of burn seems to be related to how fast you are driving. I've driven around for a good half hour or so on just a regular SUV, but on this car, I seem to run out of a full tank of fuel after about 10 minutes or so of driving full stop out of the place. So it's, oh boy, oh, and we've crashed. Okay, there we go, lovely. Let's go over here. And yeah, that is the fuel mod. That's pretty much all there is to it, I guess. We've gone over the gas stations, the jerry can, the fuel consumption, the, once again, 10 vehicles that you've previously driven that it will save the fuel level of, and the oddity of the electric car. And yeah, that seems to be about it. If you would like to try this mod for yourself, you can take a look at the link in the description, as always, and I would definitely say to give it a go. I am having a lot of fun with this mod, because not only does it add that little extra bit of realism and a little bit of extra degree of difficulty, but I also like the fact that gas stations are now useful for more than just fun, epic explosions. So yes, do go and check it out, and I hope you do enjoy the mod in question, and of course that you have enjoyed this episode here today, and of course that you come back for the next. But until then, thank you for watching, my friends, and as always, have a good one. Now, I'm going to continue to drive poorly across this bridge. Oh boy, this poor car has seen better days. Later, folks.